the serpentine right here. Crazy sky. Snag the bucket out of here. This can be our little, usually I hang my little, this, I'm not gonna really put on, but we are gonna hang out of my back pocket here. And it'd be like a little flag. It's always good to put some high visibility on. So we'll just keep that real simple. Get a nice little viz flag and the bucket. And I know where I want to go is right up here. So, parked over there, being safe. This is pretty dead road. It was slower in the past, but these days it is still pretty mellow during times of the day. You are in a serpentine canyon. The only thing that is not green is rusted serpentine, right? And yeah, helmet might have been smart, because as you can see, this stuff falls down all the time, very unstable. But here, where you can see it's had water pressured up through it, see the telltales of hydrothermals coming through here, is where you can find all sorts of minerals too, where it has contact with stuff. Pretty flaky, pretty awesome exposure here. Definitely, please be careful if you do roadside stuff. I'm in a really skinny area, but I am trying to keep my head on a swivel and staying well out of the road. And we're just going to collect pieces. We're not necessarily going to dig it out of the bank, because we don't want to cause an avalanche, because you never know what's going to cause the avalanche each time. And then we're going to go down the creek. But yeah, if that was just a little stronger. But see, as you walk along here, there's so many different grades. So that's kind of what we're doing. Because we're on the side of the road, that's why I have a bucket, is because we are just going to kind of grab pieces and shove that stuff in here and then go home and look at it more carefully. Like, look at that. That is, well, you can see it's got some other stuff mixed with it, but geez, pretty pure samples of this one specific type of serpentine. You can see it's still, a lot of it's just coatings, and I think that's from where it rubbed together on its way up, emerging out of the earth, and its surfaces get slicked from rubbing against each other, from being a bunch of serpent-like boulders just slithering upwards. And so there is definitely a smeared out layering on the outside of each one of them. Some of these, though, are pretty much just pure chunks. Not necessarily the most stable stuff, but every piece is different. Yeah, those are wedges. Okay, so let's get some of this pale green, and we'll move up. Yeah, nice. Okay, just moving our way up. As you can see, this canyon, just different colors all the way down. We've worked our whole way here. So many different things. It doesn't necessarily make it easy to find what you're looking for when it's an entire haystack of what you're looking for. You can see here is one type of serpentine, and then this is the stuff that we're collecting, which is almost pure. You can see there's nothing else mixed with it. Very soft, but I imagine somewhere in this hillside are some condensed nuggets that we would basically call a nephrite. So, working our way up, checking and looking for all the different things. You see stripes of it here. where it's just that whole thing coming through. And yeah, just kind of quality check. You could walk the whole canyon. And then we're also going to go down in the creek bed and look for some pieces that are been ground down, because this creek has been going by here forever, and it has been grinding and grinding and grinding on these hillsides even before the tractors came by and made the road cuts. And so bouncing its material down this entire thing, it may have found the hard little chunks and cores ages ago and be hiding them in the beds down there for us. Oh, see, we are getting ever closer, ever closer. See, a tractor just cuts its path where the engineers and the surveyors said to cut the path, and it cuts through whatever is there. People doing things are generally just trying to accomplish what they're doing, and they can't really focus on anything else, even if they knew what they were looking at and saw it go by. I've been an operator before, and you just got to keep digging as quick as you can. Yeah. Yeah. This is definitely not something that we can carve and shape, but it's something that I feel like we can learn from. Okay, I am going to just continue to gather. I think you get the gist. I'll show you a little layout of what we got, but I think it's time to cut this here and then go down into the creek. So I will bring you back for that part. And then I can focus on this and be a little bit more safer because I'm not filming, and look a little less crazy because I'm not doing it all at once. But yeah, picture me just working along and taking little samples through each one of these color changes. It's the only way to know. Okay, so found some beautiful pieces of veneer, just pure, and then some of these that are solid chunks. Those don't have cores. This is just a coating. Those are actual little, I guess you could call that almost a lens. So yeah, there's our sampling of that, and I walked up to where it goes down up there. So wow, huge old mines. I've seen the front ones, but there are lots of old quarries in these mountains. Every type of mineral regrowing from the fires. Okay, let's go down the creek. Yeah, so these are the perfect spots. They're not the safest spots, but these are the spots where you can get your public access, because the properties that come down to the California waterways, this is the old style where they didn't bother fencing it off. If you'd find a cow fence, it would be on that side, higher than where the yearly floods would rip it out, and then that's what you don't cross. And you look for spots where the public road and the, you know, these are public waterways up to the edge of where they reach their high water mark, and then you have public roads. If you can find a public pullout and not cross a fence, then you can travel up and down this. And I always just say, pay the same sort of distance and respect to another person's house and structures and farm and agriculture that you would expect a stranger to pay to yours if they were hiking through your land. So give stuff a wide berth. So basically common sense and common courtesy is what I'm talking about, in short. You know, yeah, they're your waterways, but if you're getting too close to somebody's home and their homestead, and it's, you know, to the creepy point, you know, just go ahead and find a different access point. Otherwise, wander up and down the things, and that's how you get in. So I'm gonna go get in now. We're gonna go down there a little ways. And as you can see, this is just mountains that have been pushed out by the road crews and by the canyon eroding itself. Those are all rusty colored boulders of serpentine coming down there. And so they have just ground and ground and ground. Let's go look for some solid cores in the gravels down there. Okay, this is what it looks like when we get down here. And this is just instant goodness. Look at all these choices. We got all the volcanism mixed with all the serpentines, and like I was saying, we got some hard looking little cores here, man. This stuff has been tumbled down the river. Yeah. So let's spray those real quick. We have backup camera. Well, the green one, I have to see. It looks basically like the same stuff, but super condensed. In the bucket with you. And then you. Yeah, that's some jimmier looking stuff. Okay. Next thing I see over here is a piece of a horse. It looks like somebody's already here, found a piece of a horse and set it out. We're going to take that because that feels like local history. There's not so many horses dying in this canyon anymore, I would think, as opposed to the past when it definitely has been a horse route. This got paved in, I believe, like 77 or 78, this road here, so fairly recently. Until then, there was just a bunch of wandering tracks through this area, making their way through the canyon. Yep, it's gonna be a lot of the same stuff, as you can see, mixed with some very metamorphosized slates. Okay, we have switched over to the GoPro, and yeah, that's what I was saying, is I've gone through here before, and you find a lot of things that have been heavily affected by volcanism and heat and pressure in time. So normal slates have turned into crazy things. Some good looking serpentines in here. Oh. Yeah. Okay. Grab up a lot of these because it's getting late in the day and I gotta go home and get the dogs, take them on their walk, and they're gonna smell the creek on me and give me that look. Oh, yeah, those are basic forms of nephrite, if I'm not mistaken, though, which makes sense looking at what we were just looking at. And then down here and getting these harder versions of it. So I'd say this whole creek probably has some really awesome specimens in it. Yeah. Oh, my head's kind of on the swivel right now. Just collecting all the little green things. Here's an actual piece of chert. Look at the green in there. Always rivaling for color. Grab some of these pieces of super dark and see what they end up looking like. And yeah. Here's some pieces. Look at that material there. Definitely probably polish up into something really beautiful no matter what. And then there is this kind of goldstone here. Might have to put a beauty shot in here. It's got like a mica, golden mica dust to it, and kind of a pink stone. It's very beautiful. There's another piece of it there. There's a chunk of, wow. Are you a core? Or a tool? Or did you just break that way? I guess there's a natural shear surface. This could be a bunch of spalts coming off of there and leaving a core from tool making, not sure. This looks strangely like the stuff that we're finding up there, but black. Maybe that's some sort of clue for black jade. We'll keep that. This is looking really good. I wonder how thick that layer is, or if it's all the way through. That's looking real good. So that's what I piled up in a quick scurry around. Gonna go drop that in the bucket. Ooh, yeah. So I hope that this is somehow still interesting. It's at least the spots where you can go and check if you're local, trying to do more of that this season. And yeah, you gotta listen to the spews along with each one, and I'm not trying to tell anybody what to do, but that's the last thing I'd want to do at this point in California, because it's just become a place where everybody tells everybody what to do. I'm not trying to do that, but I am in a different position. So I have 40,000 something followers. When I say you could go to this spot, a number of people could actually go there, and so I actually owe it to the people in the surrounding areas, the locals and everything else, to be able to say my little bit. And it's just basically common sense, common respect stuff, but it's not at all meant to tell anybody what to do. That's up to you. That's your karma. That's your deal. But I feel responsible to say it. So there you go. But yeah, you get it. If I didn't say it, what kind of guy would I be if I was inviting people to your neighborhood and I wasn't at least asking them to be courteous and kind to you? All these little pieces, little thin layers of chert. Oh, big deep green layer of chert. Look at that one. So there's metamorphic rock in here. Bottom of the ocean. You know, these are places that are melanges, however you say that, where the geologists have just, it's a word for mixed up, scrambled up. You can call this a serpentine belt because it's primarily serpentine that's welled up, but you will get all the sedimentary stuff and everything else that has scraped off as one plate slid under the other. So again, we have the swirl of colors that comes from a high accretion zone with volcanism involved. Oh, it's just one of those days. I hope this video isn't getting too long, but yeah, I've been working and working and working. I'm a landscaper by trade, so that is still my day job that I have not been able to scale back. I had to scale it up after my wreck this year So I'm working again 5 days a week when I can. And so just dying to get out and look at some rocks. I'm actually just gathering more than I need so that in my evenings and stuff I can paw through them. And yeah, so I got the fever bad. I could put on a headlamp right now and just keep going, but I'm not gonna do that to you. We are gonna wrap it up here soon. Oh, look at all this good stuff. Okay, it's a lot of talking. I have no affinity for the red shirts, so I apologize if I do not pick them up a lot. They are oftentimes laying around right by us. Hey, what's this? Sort of thermostat and big copper wire. Scrap metal. Another chunk of chert. Ooh. Don't even need water on that to show what's going on. But yeah. Got the reds. Where are you? They look kinda amphibolish. So this is what I was saying about the slates here. God, that just weighs a ton. And you can see it's gone totally, it's nice. It's very nice. And you can see the little fine layers in there. But that was once just basically a blue slate, I believe. And it's been condensed and crushed and swirled a bit. Oh, and it's heavy. So that is going on in this canyon too. I do check the reds because the red I found is one of the most common colors to make a tool out of. So beautiful little flowers, beautiful little pool, some sort of canyon creature living in there that will eat you if you swim. Probably too much Dungeons and Dragons. There we go. That's the same stuff, but good stuff rendered down. Yeah. A lot of territory. It's good to get your info from online and from clubs and from books, but don't forget that in between all of that are the massive unlisted areas, and those are the spots where you're most likely to find things that nobody else has found. That's actually one of my key tricks for sure. So once you're onto a mineral in a zone, start looking for similar zones that have been less hunted. Oh man, I think we're getting on into some good stuff here. Okay, let's take a quick walk around and maybe grab up all those big beautiful slabs that we see. Can't bring everything home, but I can bring a lot home. There's a wedge of chert, see the green on the inside and the clay on the edges. Not clay anymore, but it was once a fine clay layer. I've always wondered why those ended up in, why the thin clay layers in the buried cherts. Maybe just how it settled out. Okay, there is a bucket full of could-be things. They could be a lot of things. We're not sure what they are yet. That's some gold bearing looking quartz, huh? I just want to smash that up and pan it out. Okay. You make up for it. So we looked at that. We looked in here, and we go home and look at it some more. So I hope everybody is finding their little moments in time and space wherever you are to find the details to stretch out your moments. Remember, that is the goal, is that the more we pay attention to, the more we experience, the more we take in, the more we use these senses, however we can use them with the bodies that we have and the time that we have, it will slow time down. It will make sure that we have lived a life full of the most experience that we could put in it. And that's what makes you rich. And that's basically the best things to do here while you're here, I would say, is enjoy it. So don't forget to do that. And please, that means to stick around as long as you can. You got to take care of yourselves. And if you get a chance, take care of each other. I'll see you on down the road. I hope. Quest on.